Let the memory live again. Cats, the musical, loved all around the world, is celebrating its 40th Australian anniversary. And the original cast and creative team from that historic production are all still in fine voice.
Tonight is 40 years since the opening night of the original Cats production, and the first cast and crew have gathered to celebrate a very special milestone. Cats is back, and so are the legends and icons of that time, and fans are rolling in.
It's Andrew Lloyd Webber's record-breaking, award-winning West End and Broadway musical, Cats. And the first big-budget spectacle to hit the Australian stage.
Cats was a very expensive production to put on and risky. Nobody really knew, what the result would be. And of course, the history that's gone past now, 40 years on, you can say, well, that worked all right, didn't it? And it certainly did. It was a huge hit.
It is a very tough show.
John Robertson was the musical's original producer, also known for his work as executive producer of the original Australian productions of Les Mis, The Phantom of the Opera, Miss Saigon and Rent. Joanne Robinson was the associate director and assistant choreographer.
A 5, 6, 7, we go.
We went round all the schools. I would go and investigate who was possible for the show, and then they would be given classes.
1, 2.
What we also did then was we said, right, you're fabulous, fabulous dancer, now go and learn to sing. You'll probably cry.
I'll probably cry.
Ian and Leanne White fell in love while performing in the mega musical 4 decades ago and have been married for 38 years.
The funny part about it was I do still to this very day have a letter from the producer saying, thanks for auditioning, unfortunately there's no place in the cast for you. I've kept that, and several weeks later I got the call from my agent saying, things have changed and you've now been offered a role.
Marianne Howard was just a teenager when she was cast in Cats. She went on to star in Aussie TV soap E Street.
If there was a school of hard knocks for musical theatre, Cats is it.
If you are, you're a Jellicle Cats. Jellicle songs for Jellicle Cats.
Cats is recognised globally for its groundbreaking set design, memorable music and extreme physicality. Performers are triple threats, dancing, acting and singing as felines for 2.5 hours.
I'll be sitting watching those gorgeous little lithe bodies moving, going, oh, they're fantastic. Ouch, that hurts.
Laura Hamilton starred in Cats and her daughter followed in her footsteps. For the original cast and crew, their opening night was especially memorable. A terrifying bomb scare stopped the performance after its first act.
Andrew Lloyd Webber was in the audience and he walked on stage and just announced we need to vacate the premises. So we all went out into the arcade, and I've got very strong images of seeing people in costume like Deborah Byrne as Grisabella sitting there next to Bob Hawke.
The entire theatre building, including front of house and everything, had to be cleared and searched from top to bottom.
And then it went on like the show must go on.
We spent 6 weeks with tie-on rehearsal tails and knee pads, and we crawled around and we had to observe cats. We had to watch like film of cats, like we had to watch your cat at home. It was really intense. And I think
Marina Pryor needs no introduction. Just 22 at the time, the musical theatre icon says Cats helped propel her career.
what it gave me physically, the discipline and the ability to act with your body, has stayed with me for 40 years, I guess. I felt very special and I felt privileged to be there, and more so now when I reflect on what it has become.
And I say now, these kittens...
Today, the fantastical world of Cats lives on.
Last time I was
20-something in Lycra, and this time I'm 60 in Lycra. There's a few more lumps and bumps and rolls and things.
For audience favourite Todd McKenney, starring in Cats is nostalgic. The star opened the Melbourne production of the musical 37 years ago.
I have that direct comparison to see how much I've grown as an actor, and it's really interesting. I'm quite proud of myself.
Now Todd's back in a slightly more mature role.
What is it about this show that you love so much?
Just the magical aspect of it. So as soon as the first note of the overture plays in this show, the audience burst into applause. That doesn't happen in every show, but it happens every night in Cats, and that never gets old.
That's the jewel that is Cats.
And it's still going strong, just magic.